Clay Patton on the Rural Radio Network. May is Beef Month, but May is also the unofficial start to the grilling season. And what goes better on a grill than Nebraska beef? And have the opportunity now to talk with a gentleman that handles a lot of beef, as well as get to work with a lot of great customers. It's Carl Hayes of Plum Creek Marketplace. He's the meat counter manager and more. And Carl, as we get underway with May is Beef Month grilling season as well, let's talk about the meat counter at Plum Creek Market. How are you guys preparing for this busy time in this busy season?
You know, one thing that we do is we work really closely with our warehouse to secure the best prices we can to ensure that we stay competitive. When we get deals on beef, we pass them down to our customers. For instance, I order steaks ahead of time in the summer, and I'll hold them when I buy them at a good price, just to make sure they come in and that they get aged properly. We work really closely with our CAB partner. I watch sales trends and keep an eye on the beef market to make sure I can capitalize on cuts of beef before prices raise. That helps me keep the price down on the meat counter, and it really helps drop the price when we have certain cuts on ad for a week.
Now, I've got to ask, because you bring it up there, too, we've had butchers on before, maybe talking more, and you buy an entire animal, a private processor, custom slaughter type situation, and a lot of times, often what they pride themselves is that it is aged beef. You know, that carcass gets to hang, it gets to age. But you're talking about it, a lot of the product you're able to sell, you're able to age it a little as well?
Yeah, that's correct. So we will buy steaks in 6 weeks to 8 weeks ahead of time, especially if I can get them on a good buy. And we just leave them in the cooler and let them wet age in the bags so that when you get them, they're tender and juicy.
Wow, that's awesome. So again, aged beef, it's another one you're making sure customers get quality products as well. So now with it, I kind of alluded to it early in our open, Plum Creek Marketplace, the meat counter specifically, has recently received some honors and been recognized for their meat counter. Tell us about those honors. Yeah,
so for the last couple years in a row, we're actually the second largest certified Angus beef mover out of our Norfolk warehouse. And we go toe-to-toe with a lot of the big guys. And so that's a pretty impressive thing to be even in the top 5 of that list. We've also in the past been recognized for merchandising awards. And I believe we got nominated this year for an award that we're waiting to hear back on still. So
wow. And I guess just to get that mindset in, so Plum Creek Market located in Lexington, Nebraska, but you're moving product that compares in Nebraska, and I'm sure probably other large retailers and larger population settings too in the state and surrounding areas.
That's correct. As long as you're tracking our certified Angus beef tonnage, yes.
So, and certified Angus beef, so in that special program, so you're actually selling a notch above as well. You're selling high quality stuff.
Right, yeah. So CAB, certified Angus beef, is technically the top 1/3 of all choice beef and the bottom of prime. So you'll never see a sticker on my counter that says prime because it would cost you so much more. But it's what most packers call their 2/3 program. So it's the top 1/3 of all choice beef.
So when it comes to it, of course, there's a lot of options when you step up to the meat counter in terms of what cuts you get, what you're looking at, quality levels, like we were just talking about CAB, Choice, Prime, and some of those different types of one as well. So how does Plum Creek Market really help to serve their customers to make sure they're getting what they want?
You know, aside from our beef, the first thing I'd like to say is our biggest asset is always our people. We have Kirk and Manny, who are our meat cutters, Kelly and Ron, who take care of the meat counter, and Tony, who's our meat smoker, which we also have CAB smoked meats. They have a lot of experience, and I always say that one thing that makes us different from others is our ability to be flexible and help people on the spot. If you come in and you want a certain steak cut a certain way, these guys are going to stop what they're doing and take care of you right away. We don't sell prepackaged meat. It's fresh every day. That's another thing that makes us different. You won't find long shelf lives on our beef. What we cut today, we intend on selling today. It doesn't matter if it's ground beef, steaks, or roast. It's fresh every day. We like our counter to turn every night, so that's what makes us different.
It's kind of like that traditional butcher counter. I mean, you really get to talk with the guy cutting the meat. He's knowledgeable, you know, and like you said, fresh all the way around. Now, also, you take your work home with you, as in you want to make sure that you're kind of up to date on the trends and things like happening there. Is there anything unique or anything coming up that you're looking forward to trying, or spices that you're wanting to try out or anything this year?
Okay, so I have a unique one that I really wish I could get more people to buy off of my counter, and it's kind of one that struggles, but it's called the culotte roast, or the top sirloin cap roast. It's an awesome cut of beef. It cuts right off the top sirloin. I kind of call it the cheating brisket. It's a triangular shape of beef, and it is tender and delicious. One culotte would feed about 3 to 4 people and can cook in as little as 30 to 40 minutes, or smoke it for a while if somebody it really has the time to do it. It won't hold temp like a brisket, so you can't keep it on there for 6 hours at a time, but it's a great piece of meat to slice off for a party, and it will impress your guests every time. they'll be begging you to know what it is.
So when we're thinking about grilling season here, I want to know, what is your go-to grilling cut?
I'm a pretty simple guy. I like a ribeye. I think that's pretty hard to beat, as most people would. I love thin ribeyes with my family of 5 because you can cook them up real quick. Or, when you're having a nice dinner, you get your thick one out. We recently had some bone-in ribeyes at the store. If you guys capitalized on that, they were awesome. They had really good age, super tender, and those bone-in ones hold that temp really well too. So that's always nice. I laugh because I'm also a part of the Optimist Club, and I took this McCormick salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning to one of our parties one year, and I think it was the hit of the party. And so I just like simple seasoning, simple meat. I think if you start with quality, you'll end with quality. So.
Hey, I've got to agree with you 100%. My grandmother once told me, salt and pepper, son, that's all you need if you've got good quality on the backside.
Words of wisdom.
We're talking with Carl Hayes again. He is part of the crew at Plum Creek Market. Again, it's summer. May is beef month. May is the start to grilling season. So when you're thinking about it, throw on some good Nebraska beef onto the grill. Carl, thanks so much for coming in, talking about your meat counter, talking about serving high-quality, nutritious beef out to your customers as well. Before I let you go, though, important information I've overlooked. Final closing thoughts for us.
I think something really unique in Lexington is that we have the full beef chain right here in our backyard, and I always think that's an amazing thing that people don't get to experience. And our goal every day is just to bring high-quality, affordable meat to people at their table that we're proud to serve and we're proud to sell. But without our CAB partner, our warehouse, or our amazing meat professionals that work for us, none of it's possible. So we appreciate all of our customers and all of our employees and all of our partners that work with us closely every day.
The fact that Dawson County has from the pasture gate to the plate, kind of that whole mindset in here. Do you get an opportunity to talk with ranchers at the meat counter occasionally?
I do. There's a couple people that I know that are on the Beef Association, people that breed cattle, the feedlots, the people that work over the packer. I mean, they all shop in the store. They support us. We hope we're supporting them in turn. So I just think that's one of the coolest things about this little town.
It's where you get to see the product come full circle. You get to talk with the people that raise it, talk with the people that process it, get to bring it to your plate. That, again, is Carl Hayes with Plum Creek Marketplace. We've been talking the meat counter, talking great Nebraska beef and more, all here on the Rural Radio Network.